Manchester United have Fiorentina in what it looks like to be one of our final pre-season games, and I'm looking forward to it. How can we not look forward to it? You got Sesko getting unveiled at Old Trafford. You've had the new Carrington as well that everyone's pretty much seen. There's just a lot of good feeling around the club at the moment, I must admit. Talking a lot about culture, changing up loads of different things, whether it's down to personnel or in the club itself, between staff, players, all of the good stuff. I'm buzzing. I've got a team that I want to see tomorrow, and I feel like Amorim should go for somewhat what he feels the starting 11, or look towards the starting 11 for the first game of the season against Arsenal. Now, you could say we've had quite a surprising preseason. I thought, bar the Everton and West Ham games, you can't really do what you want to do as an experiment when you have to change the way you want to play due to the pitch being horrible. But now we've got different options now that can provide that in case the pitch is definitely horrible. But the best, I would say, the best preseason game was definitely Bournemouth. Leeds was a bit more of it was a bit stale. We should have won that anyways, but we didn't. But for me, if you look at Bournemouth, when the facilities and all that, they look nice. The pitch, everything included, obviously, because that's facilities. Then you can get an idea. I want to see the same idea tomorrow. Fiorentina is a good footballing side. They like to take the game to teams as well. They like to play higher lines as well. If anyone remembers, Amrabat, that's where he made his name a little bit more than less. And then, of course, in recent times, Vlahovic once upon a time as well. But they play a good brand, and they would want to dominate possession. They definitely want to hit us down the flanks. They play more of a 4-2-3-1. Sometimes it looks like a 4-4-2. Moise Keane is in the form of his life as well. It's going to be a decent game. You can't really rubbish this one off. United got to take this one serious. In my opinion, definitely got to take this one serious, because it's just preparation. It's not like, oh yeah, I don't really mind the score. My whole thing is now like, okay, we got a bit more of a fit Cunha, a way more fit Cunha even, a bit more of a fit Mbumo, should be a little bit more sharp. I want to see as well the pairing, what I feel or he feels. Of course, obviously I can only go what I feel, but what he feels should be the starting for the Arsenal game. And of course, it would be nice to see the wing-backs link up as well, because we already know who the wing-backs should be. For me, I don't know if Onana's fit. There's a few injuries going on, of course. Mazraoui, there was a small knock at one point. It would be nice to see him feature. Xerxes, I think he's back. He should be back, ready to go. It would be nice if he can get half. And then, of course, the likes of Andre Onana. We haven't got exactly a new goalkeeper, but I've had enough of Biyinde. Have you? That's a big question mark. If you got here, then make sure you smash the likes. And, of course, subscribe if you're brand new. Drop in previews, even if it's pre-season. Does not matter, because we are Manchester United. Okay, cool. My starting 11 goes, if Onana's fit, I would throw him straight in the fold. I don't know if it's too soon, but we're like a week away from the Arsenal game, so it would be nice if he can get a game. I know there's going to be behind closed door stuff, but I don't want to see the likes of Biyinde anywhere near us. I feel like if he's not available, then please start Tom Heaton, because at least we can get like a view of what the build-up should be, right? I'm going with my back three. And if Mazraoui is not available, which I haven't really seen much, he could be, might not be, I would like to see a back three of Heaven at left centre-back. I feel like this kid's got so much potential, and it's going to be a lot of game time for him. I don't know if he should be a starter exactly. I think Mazraoui or Yoro should have that left centre-back spot locked down. But Luke Shaw's not it. I don't get the whole shoe-in, like trying to stop it. Luke Shaw's not that guy. He really isn't. Can't rely on him for fitness. He should not be in the first 11 whatsoever, starting 11. Part of the team, sure, option, but he's not starting quality. You can't rely on it. There's no point trying to build something with that, because it's too unreliable. We know he's going to get injured at some point. I hope he doesn't, but this is where we're at as a football team. We've seen this for about a decade. He's not good enough for Man United. He should not be here. On his day, he's wicked. I hear it. But Heaven, kid that's up and coming, he's gotten over a couple injuries, and they're definitely not self-inflicted ones. Someone landed on his leg at Lyon. I feel like he should deserve a run. I can't remember against Everton, did he start? I don't think he started. If I'm correct, it was Luke Shaw, and that was enough for me. He's not aggressive enough. Difference with Heaven, he's way more aggressive. There's way more to his game, and definitely when it comes to covering spaces, if you want to take the high line route, we should be starting him, and the counterpart should be Yoro. I don't know how much praise can really go this man's way. You know, it's unlimited. You know, this preseason one being one of the better centre-backs, Yoro's been undoubtedly top-notch. Such a talent, such a future, and he keeps getting better. Preseason, towards the end of the season, he's had his wake-up call. Welcome to the Premier League. And I feel like Yoro, you just can't drop him. Really and truly, I would like to see more of him. So, yeah, put Yoro there. You know, I feel like he's definitely warranting a starting place in Man United's first team. It's going exactly how it should. And I feel like he's going to definitely play a major part. And then a central centre-back role is interesting. But I'm still going to opt for De Ligt. De Ligt should be a part of this starting 11. He should be our centre-back. Get him used to that role. You know, when he going next to the DM as well, he looks kind of comfortable at this point. And I feel like when it comes to box defending, he's elite. Especially if you want to play a higher line, then Maguire should not really be near the starting 11 because his recovery is just not there. He needs a lot of covering, like if you want to put Maguire in a higher line. So that's my back three. Dorgu and Ahmad, wing backs. Don't need to say much about Ahmad. Ahmad is just Ahmad's Ahmad. We already know what he can do, what he can produce. We know where you see him in a 10 or the wing back. I like him when he's out wide. For me, when he's out wide and he's got more of the pitch to, you know, you can view the pitch a lot more like, you know, his back's not to goal through build-up alone as well. I feel like there's so much potential still to hit with him. He's going to add goals, flair. And you know what? It's the take-on rate. The take-on rate is sublime. And you know what? I saw a little something as well with Mbumo. The link up there is, there's something there for me. I feel like good players can always play with good players. Dorgu, on the other hand, this is why you just don't write off young players too much too soon, especially when they're a part of an awful setup. And you can see there is something in the ability-wise, you know. You see the confidence brewing with this man. And I feel like with him, there's more to come. Becoming a lot more direct, confidence in dribbling, driving into the middle of the park, and the 1-2s with Cunha, you can see again another partnership. It would be nice to have a balanced. Both sides will be balanced for me. We need to see balance. It can't always be lopsided one half and then lopsided the next because we're trying to like shoehorn these next players, shoe in that player. I'm not for it. I feel like we should just play our best starting 11 available. And right now, if we can get 65, 70 minutes out of them, amazing. Start forming some partnerships. And I feel like with Dorgu and the likes of Cunha and, of course, Mbumo, with all of that as, let's just call it the attacking four, then, yeah, I feel like there's definitely a lot to... There's a lot to, like, be optimistic about. There's a lot of goals in there. There's a lot of creativity in there for me. And a lot of players that know how to be direct, want it to feet as well. It's a good balance. And I'm excited to see that. In the middle of the park, I've gone for one partnership that we haven't seen yet. Mine and Agate, I thought because of last game, we know that there's certain conditions that we can't see the likes of Agate in. And I hear that. This is not the game for Agate, but it could be. It depends if Fiorentina are definitely going to take the approach to play higher up the pitch. But if they're going to play a pressing game, which they do, I don't feel like I want to see him as of yet. Against Arsenal could be another situation, you know, with Agate playing or pressing a lot higher up. That could really work. But I really want to see what Mainu can do. You know, I feel like Mainu hasn't been given an ample amount of minutes compared to other centre mids. You know, he's had a couple cameos. But for me, you know, I know he started last game, but he didn't do much wrong. I feel like if you want someone to pick the ball up and connect with some of the central midfielders, I feel like the only guy we've got for that role right now, as it stands, is Kobbie Mainoo. We know his best qualities are going forward, but you got to fit in Bruno somewhere. And I feel like surely you put in Bruno Fernandes in the 8, right? Because he's the captain. You can't really drop him. Who's his best partner? It's still up for grabs. But at least with Bruno, I'd rather him do the more attacking kind of 8 role. And I'd rather, you know what? If for now, until we get the likes of maybe a Baleba, of course, this game I would like to see Mainu have a bit more of something to do, you could say. I really want to see what he's about. You know, he's a lot more fit. He looks way more strong. And I feel like in this sort of game, he should definitely be able to boss it, even by himself to a degree. You know, Fiorentina are not scrubs. And up front, I'm hoping he's fit. They said he's fit. The likes of Xerxes. You know, he's only going to be there for about 45 minutes. He's not going to be match sharp, but he's been training all along. So it's not like he's been down in the dumps and doing absolutely nothing. We've seen training drills, shooting drills. We've seen all sorts of extra drills even. So he's going to have a good level of fitness. The match sharpness, I don't expect him to be amazing, but come on, anything's better than Højlund. I don't want to see Højlund anywhere near the pitch. You know, whilst he's talking to other clubs, even though he wants to fight for his place, he needs to understand that if we're looking to get rid of him, then United need to show him the door. And by showing him the door is not getting on the pitch and kind of forcing him out the club. You know, Sesko's taking that position. You know, Xerxes the one that needs to fight for his positions, of course, because he's the guy that can do a bit of everything. We're going to need players like that. We're going to definitely need him like to December. But it's nice to see how Cunha and Mbeumo would play if there is a Xerxes. We can kind of get a glimpse of the future when Sesko does come. Link-up's not quite Xerxes, but it's definitely somewhat decent enough to that standard. So that's my 11. And of course, whatever comes on the pitch afterwards, I'm not really fussed. Let me know what you want and who should we start. Let me know in the comments. Like the video, subscribe if you're brand new. I'm definitely eager for this one. I just want to get going next week. I don't know if we got Leipzig. Can someone let me know if we do have Leipzig? Because there's meant to be some sort of friendly. So yeah. What do I think the score is going to be? I feel like United 2-0. I would like to see 3, but I think 2-0 is respectfully decent, you could say. Is it too much? I don't feel like we're going to concede. We could though, but I don't think like we will. But 2-0. I'm going to, you know what? 3-1 or 2-0. I don't know exactly which one to go for. But yeah, definitely a two goal deficit of some sort. Anyways, in a bit.